Welcome back, Internet. It is me, playing some more Kaiserreich. We are the United States, and we're planning to go down... Whoa, that was weird. The General MacArthur path. I don't know which one I'm going to go down. The Cincinnatus, the permanent military junta, or an American Caesar. But in any case, we must march on. Polish military seizes control. In order to prevent a total collapse of the government in Poland, yesterday the Sejm passed an emergency measure to invite the Polish military to create a new government until the economic and political situation stabilizes. The Polish military moves swiftly under the guidance of that guy, who has declared national curfews in the wake of his sudden military takeover. Polish military units now patrol the streets of Warsaw, and many wonder if even after the situation stabilizes, the military intends to stay and create yet another military dictatorship in Eastern Europe. Poland could not choose for itself, it appears. The military chose for her. And then the Great Heat Wave of 36. The heat wave has struck the continental United States and Canada, the most severe heat wave in the modern history of North America. The Great Heat Wave started in late June and went up over 100 degrees Fahrenheit as drought conditions worsened due to continued lack of rain. Now, in July, the heat has reached all-time records. In Steele, North Dakota, temperatures have reached 121 Fahrenheit. In Ohio, temperatures have reached 110, which was close to tying the world record set in 1934. This came in a time of major political unrest in the America First Council, a major force in Midwest politics, and socialist and syndicate mobs and militias gathering arms in the Great Lakes region. The drought is continuing, and over 3,000 reported deaths have been linked to it. Many people are suffering from heat stroke and heat exhaustion. Farmers across the continent saw their worst harvest on record, causing corn and wheat prices to skyrocket, and this heat wave does not seem to be giving up anytime soon. This just isn't our year. The anarcho-syndicalists achieve Italian majority. The Fifth Congress of the Greater Italian Union, known to the rest of the world as the Socialist Republic of Italy, has finally come to a close after a long stalemate forced to compromise between the social reformist and anarcho-syndicalist factions. Palmiro Togliatti of Anarcho-Syndicalist Party of Italy will maintain his position as chairman, though the difficult Congress still remains a blow to the government's stability as a whole. Today, the writer, leader of the American anarcho-syndicalist movement, and would-be assassin Alexander Berkman passed away after losing his battle with a prostate condition. For his funeral, his body will be taken back to his hometown of Vilnius, Lithuania. He was the leader of the syndicalist movement in Americas, and the movement suffers a major setback with his departure. The anarcho-syndicalist torch passes on to John Jack Reed. For those of you who don't know American history, well, even I know American history, these guys are real, actually. Curtis was the vice president of Hoover. Gardner was, I believe, FDR's running mate, vice president. Long was... No. Okay, I don't know. I think it was Tennessee, the governor of Tennessee, and then Reed was governor of wherever Detroit is. I'm not sure where that is. Let's look real fast. Michigan. No, that doesn't sound right. What about this one? Come on, click. Illinois. I don't know. Go look it up. It's actually pretty interesting. Gone with the Wind. Margaret Mitchell, there we go, published today her novel, Gone with the Wind, which immediately received wide support. It is maybe the next Pulitzer Prize? I think that's how you pronounce it. Set in the Old South during the American Civil War, many saw it as a reminder of the strained political situation in the United States. Many America First Southerners claimed the novel was supporting their cause. My dear, I don't give a damn. And it gives me 20 political power. I like it. Oh God, I'm sorry, guys. That was my mic falling on the ground. I'm so sorry for all your eardrums. The 4th of July. On Independence Day, the 4th of July celebrations took place today all across the country. Nearly everyone has set aside their political differences to celebrate the tradition of the United States with fireworks, parades, barbecues, beers, picnics, and baseball games. We celebrate the democratic ideals. Ooh, the Commonwealth of Canada. Yay! With writhing instability in the U.S., the new king of the British Empire, Edward VIII, decided to send a private letter to President Herbert Hoover. While the media don't know the contents of the letter, it is speculated that the king warned the president in the case of choosing the radicals, Canada and her allies will need to take drastic measures, and they don't want to spoil the stability of the Canadian-American border. Yeah, and what can I do? The Papal Conclave. Catholic faithful in Rome breathed a sigh of relief as the Sistine Chapel's chimney billowed out forth white smoke, signifying the election of today's new pope. A short time later, it was announced that the pious and popular Eugenio Cardinal Palesi had become His Holiness Pope Pius XII, leader of the Catholic Church and head of the state for the Italian Federation. St. Peter has a new occupant. They have 4 separate guys they can choose from. I guess this guy's the paternal autocrat guy. That's kind of good. The Arab Congress. The Arab revolt in the Weltkrieg was a failure, mostly due to the defeat of the Entente, and millions of Arabs living in the Levant and Iraq stayed under Ottoman rule. Despite this, though, Arab nationalism has been on the rise for many years, and has been finally accumulated in the beginning of the Arab Congress in Cairo. Representatives from numerous Arab nations were greeted with a spectacular performance by Egyptian dancers and an artillery salute, and the negotiations began. Experts predict that Egypt and Hashemite Arabia will lead the Congress, a Congress where bitterness toward the Ottomans and sometimes even discussions of a united Arab axis against the Turks can flow freely. I wonder where I've seen this before. I guess the Axis isn't created, but I know it's these 3. And then maybe even Tripolitania. The Great Heat Wave is over. The people from Vancouver to Los Angeles to New York and Washington, D.C. let out a sigh of relief as the Great Heat Wave of 1936 has come to an end. And now a cold front has spread over North America. With the United States' deadliest natural disaster of the 20th century coming to a close, the estimated death total reaches 5,000. But while the heat wave ends, a new chapter in American history is about to begin. At least it's over. Alright, so this is what I've been waiting for. But hold on a second while I make some stuff. I'm going to make some decisions on this. Let's do that one. The social and political consensus in America's society is broken down, and the current presidential election campaign is like nothing we've ever seen. The America First Union Party is organizing right-wing militias in the South and Midwest, and syndicalist control of the streets of Chicago and Detroit. To avoid a complete breakdown of our society, some of our senior military commanders believe it may be necessary to suspend the Constitution and cancel the election. Invite the military to step in and save the country. Here we go, boys. It is time now for the end of American democracy. Surprising news has arrived from the United States of America today. President Herbert Hoover, whose administration has proven to be incapable of stabilizing the divided country and calming down the CSA and AFP militants, has invited General Douglas MacArthur to take the reins of the country with a junta of military men and corporate representatives. President MacArthur is a strong proponent of an iron fist rule and opposes both syndicalism and American pacifism. Large-scale crackdowns on the enemies of America have already been reported. Oh, I didn't actually look at that. Let's do that. The threat to America is grave indeed. In order to safeguard America, MacArthur must take charge and keep the country safe from any and all threats, foreign and domestic. And that's the bypassable one. This is the one we're going for, the protector of democracy. MacArthur has come to protect America from her enemies, not to become them. He will proudly defend the American way of life from all which threaten her hallowed institutions. Average popularity. Good. The riots and protests at Rangoon University. Dissatisfaction with the lack of popular involvement in government has sparked some of the greatest demonstrations in Burma since their own independence in 1926. Stemmed from the great and prestigious Rangoon University, radicalized leftist students have occupied several administrative buildings and held rallies denouncing the monarchy and its feudal backers as being corrupt and detrimental to the welfare of the nation. Still, the demonstrators haven't managed to garner the support of the industrial workers and rural farmers, restricting the budding movement to the Burmese intelligentista. Let's follow these developments. Ideology has grown. Yes, let's do that since we're already pretty deep in the hole. Dispersed. We want this. And I'm thinking we're probably going to want to go down some better planes. Protector of democracy is done. Now we will declare martial law. To protect America from its enemies, martial law must sadly be declared in order to focus all of America's energy on destroying radicalism from both right and the left. America shall survive this crisis as she has all others. And that'll get me enough political power to do things. The constitutional ban. MacArthur has prepared for extreme action in dealing with both America's First Party and its combined syndicalists. He attacked both parties as being prepared to use the election to destroy the American Constitution and thus prepared to pass an act to ban both the parties from participating in the election. The act would remove both political parties from being legitimate entities, and any action that they progressed would be seen as an act of treason. Pass the act. Something tells me this is the event that sends me into civil war. The day of violence. Yeah. The days leading up to the election were marred by violence as both the America First Party and the CSA protested their ban for the election. Anarchist groups attacked government buildings, and America First supporters denounced the election as nothing more than a joke. While Reed and the CSA threatened a general strike if the election did not include them, the America First rallied around Long, who used his position in the Senate to demand his inclusion in the election. The ban stands. Whoop. We stand by the Republic. Our fleet munities, California leaves the Union. Combined Syndicates of America. Stand as a Republic. Alright, here we go. Partial mobilization, just instantly. Oh, I don't care. Let's send these fighter and tactical bombers out west. North Carolina, Arkansas, Florida, Louisiana join the American Union state. Damn. Do I not get anybody? Oh, here we go. Okay, so I get a few people. American Union State declared war on me. Good. That's what I wanted. Let's do Clarence Huebner. Let's just leave these guys in, Cuba seizes Guantanamo Naval Base. California leaves the Union. Yep, there they are. Japan seizes Guam. The American Civil War, high popularity. I should have expected this. New England National Guard, volunteer units, part of the Navy defects, in the American Civil War. And I think right after I do the American War Economy, and I'm thinking of doing Armored Spearhead and doing like motorized and mechanized. Whoa, oh, I actually have some. Oh, okay, so I have Theris this time. That's kind of cool. I didn't have any last time. Infantry, so hard, soft attack, braided through hard attack, soft attack defense, and I like this one because it's easier production. I like these two on the end. We'll do this. We'll do Colt. Let's get... Is Pacific at war with me yet? Pacific states may not actually go to war with me. I'm not sure. Let's change all these guys to that. Let's put you under Dwight D. Eisenhower. And let's just take out the Union State immediately. Before they can get a... before they can get the full weight of their army against us. And we'll just keep all these guys in Washington. Let's get these guys out of there. Any more guys? Oh. Let's put these guys in that one. Alright, cool. And that's where I'm going to just kind of stop and save it. It's great playing with you guys. I hope I see you again next time.